Hello and welcome to A Fine Time to Dine. You're here with Brendan and Robert. We are the producers of this channel. You're watching our first ever video. We are making Filet Mignon soup today. Today we have for you a wonderful spread of quality ingredients. We've got filet mignon, salt, pepper, garlic, unsalted butter, rosemary, and thyme. So your first step, you're going to want to go ahead and dry the steak. That is to dry out the outside, so whenever you're going for that beautiful brown crust later on, the Maillard reaction will work better and you'll get a nice brown crust. So you're going to want to salt every single side of this steak, and that will bring the moisture out of it. Go ahead and let that steak now rest for 30 minutes, and you can see it resting here. There is a lot of liquid on the surface. You can't really tell in that shot, but you're going to want to pat dry again. And then this time we're going to go ahead and lightly salt it because we have already salted it once, and then we will crack some freshly cracked pepper on top of that. And remember, all of these are to your taste. You want to season the steak how you want to eat it. And when we were developing this recipe, we thought to ourselves, we love filet mignon. We cook it all the time. And how can we improve upon filet mignon and bring it to you guys who may be looking to get into fine dining yourselves? So that is kind of the origin of this recipe. So now that that is seasoned, make sure everything is all rubbed in, and then we will go ahead and get to the cooking process of the steak. But before that, we'll go ahead and prep some of our other ingredients. So right here you can see me break apart some garlic, and I was trying to peel it by hand, and you will see me lose my patience and decide to crush the garlic instead, releasing some of that Allison. And then you got this nice shot of garlic, rosemary, and thyme. That's what we're going to use to baste onto the steak with this butter. You also want to pre-cut so that you can grab parts of it at a time and not the whole stick. So here into our cast iron, we are pouring vegetable oil because olive oil has a lower smoke point, and we don't want to burn the oil, so we just went safe here with the vegetable oil. So go ahead and lay your steak away from you. Gordon Ramsay would be proud, and make sure all of the steak is touching the cast iron. That's just to try and get a more consistent crust. So you're going to want to lay it like that and put 3 minutes per side. Here's a nice aerial view so you can really admire your steak. And then I prefer tongs on this. Oh yeah, look at that brown crust. Look at that caramelized fat up top, and then just try and find a spot with some oil again and pat it down so you can cook the other side again for another 3 minutes. So after you're content with how your sides look, you're going to start going to those outer sides of the steak and get those brown. There's no real time for this. You just want to hold it right in the oil. Here you'll see us put the butter, garlic, thyme, and rosemary in there, prepping for our basting. I want to let everybody know that I would never grab a cast iron with my bare hand, but this cast iron is very large and had only been on the stove just for this cooking right here, so it was not hot yet. So anyways, just go ahead and baste the butter on there, putting your toppings on the steak so that that can seep through the ingredients and really take you to Flavor Town on this filet mignon here. So after you do that, go ahead and do it to the other side as well, and we'll baste the butter again, just seeping those ingredients in the butter. I mean, this soup is really, it's really going to take you somewhere that you've never been before. I can't stress that enough. Look at that. That's a beautiful steak. You want to rest this for the next 10 minutes. And don't skimp on this. Don't stare at the steak. Don't make yourself miserable. It looks a little bit burnt right here. That's just the color of the lighting. We went for medium rare. We kind of got medium. And now for our secret ingredient for the soup, we have great value steak sauce. The A1 steak sauce was a little bit too rich for our blood, and we spent too much money on the steak. So go ahead and microwave the steak sauce for 30 seconds because that is just at room temperature. Then as you can see, still the nice pink medium bits of our filet mignon going into our finest blender. So go ahead and scrape that off the cutting board into your blender cup there. Don't forget to pick up any scraps off the counter. And then your secret ingredient, again, that great value steak sauce. So this is pretty warm. Our steak has been resting for 10 minutes. The sauce was just microwaved, so then go ahead and run that through the blender. And again, if you're pursuing a career in culinary or fine dining, they're not really going to teach you this stuff in the restaurants. These are tips that only we have discovered through our experimentations with cooking. You're going to want to thin it out with just any water at all. And then you'll get that nice pureed soup that you're looking for in the blender. And after it is done pureeing, just go ahead and pour that into a bowl. Now this is the part that I want to let you guys know that we probably spent $10 on the steak, about an 8-ounce filet mignon, and then all of our toppings maybe took the price up to $20. You might even have some of these ingredients. So after the garnishing of it that we're about to put on it, you could easily fetch about $25-30 for this bowl in your own restaurant. So thank you for watching A Fine Time to Dine, and this has been Filet Mignon Soup. I hope you enjoy.